Kayla, and today I'm going to take you through creating a leprechaun trap using the items found in your March Maker Pack. Let's start. To begin this pack, I'm going to start using my pieces of paper. So with my first piece of paper, I'm going to take my 2 cups that I have and my 2 paper plates, and I'm going to attach my paper plates and my cups together so that my leprechaun trap is nice and tall off of the ground, and I can easily attach a pulley system later on. To do this, I'm just going to take some glue, and you can use glue or tape, whatever you have available. And I'm going to put some glue on the bottom of my cup here, and then I'm going to attach my cup directly to my paper plate. Holding it here for a moment to let it dry. And then I'm going to repeat the exact same on the other side. So I'm going to take my glue again, add it onto the edge of my cup, and then attach this again to my paper plate top and hold it down for a moment for it to dry. Up next, I now have my 2 towers, so I'm going to be attaching my 2 towers to my paper plate. To do this, I want to make sure that my paper plate at the bottom is not too far away from the other paper plate, so I'm going to give them a good amount of distance, enough that I can drop a trap in between them, but not too far enough that it's going to make it very difficult to add a pulley system in between. So to do this, just as we did with the paper plates and the cups, we are going to attach them using glue or tape, whatever you have available. And to do this, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of my paper plate. And attach that to the edge of my paper and press it down, allowing it to dry. I'm going to repeat this on the other side as well. I'm going to add some glue to the inside of my paper plate, just enough so that it attaches to the paper. And again, I'm just going to attach it the exact same way to the opposite side, pressing it down for it to give it a little moment here to dry. And this is the start of my 2 towers that's going to hold my pulley system. So, on to the next step. I'm going to take 2 popsicle sticks. You can pick any colors or use regular popsicle sticks. And to begin, I'm going to lay my 2 popsicle sticks out, one for one tower and one for the other side of my tower. And then I'm going to take 1 popsicle stick and I'm going to cut this popsicle stick in half. This is going to act as the center of my popsicle sticks to hold them together. So I now have 2 popsicle sticks for one side, 2 for the other. I'm going to attach these popsicle sticks together, but leave a very small little crack in between them, just wide enough to slide a popsicle stick in between them. So you can see that I can easily slide that in there. So to do this, I'm going to take my glue, or you can use tape or elastics, whatever you have access to. I'm going to just put a dab of glue on the back here, and then making sure that these are nice and close, I'm going to glue down and press and hold a moment here, allowing it to dry, and then gently release. And as I wait for that one to dry, I'm just going to do the exact same on the other side, adding a nice dab of glue to the center of my popsicle stick, and then making sure these 2 sticks are nice and close with a small slit in between them. And then I'm just going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to glue down, pressing so that they are stuck down and allowing it to dry here. While those dry, we can prep the next part of our leprechaun trap. So up next, you can grab 1 of your wooden dowels and 2 popsicle sticks. So I have my 2 popsicle sticks here and my 1 wooden dowel. I'm going to take these popsicle sticks, and using my elastics, you can also just use glue here. I'm going to attach my popsicle stick to my wooden dowel by wrapping the elastic around as many times as I can so that it's nice and tight to my wooden dowel. From here, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to pull out my wooden dowel gently from my elastic. And then I'm going to take my wooden spool and slide it onto my wooden dowel. And then next I'm going to take my second popsicle stick and I'm just going to put it on an angle here to attach the elastic, and then you'll see how we can secretly pull it down to get it further away. So I'm going to take my elastic here, again just wrapping it around many times so it's nice and secure. Perfect. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully push the wooden dowel through a little bit more so that it comes off of my first wooden stick, and my wooden dowel or my wooden spool is still in the center, and I'm going to slide it onto that second wooden popsicle stick. And then from here I'm going to slide my elastic band all the way down to the opposite end of this popsicle stick. So pulling it all the way down. Once I have it close enough to the edge, I'm going to take that wooden dowel and turn it so that it's centered again and just gently slide it off. So now I have my start to my pulley system in the center with my wooden spool sitting on my wooden dowel. And I have two nice long popsicle sticks so that it reaches all the way across my two towers. I'm going to set that aside for now. If you'd like to secure that a little bit more, you could always add a dab of glue to the edge of your wooden dowel, but make sure not to touch the elastic bands as they might break if you're using hot glue. So I'm just going to add a dab and that'll allow it to be a little bit more secure, and let that dry here. Okay, so now it's time to attach our popsicle sticks and our middle wooden stick. So pull these up here. So I have my two sides to my tower. That's going to make this tower nice and tall. You can either attach them on the inside, depending how long your wooden center is, or you can attach them on the outside for a longer pulley system. For this one, I'm going to attach them on the inside. Now to do this, you could always use elastic bands, or you could use glue. For this video, I'm just going to use glue as I have it readily available. So for this one, I'm going to add some glue to both popsicle sticks here. And then I'm going to take this popsicle stick and glue it to the inside of my cup, making my pulley system a little bit taller. Now if you wanted to secure this even more, you could take another elastic band and wrap it around maybe once or twice. Perfect. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to take that glue, and again I'm going to add it to my popsicle sticks, giving a good amount on both sides. And then I'm going to attach it to the inside of my cup. I'm holding it here for it to dry. And then I'm going to secure it even more by using an elastic band. I'm just going to wrap that around twice. You want to make sure that you're careful here because you don't want to crack or break your cup. So once I have that around twice, I have these two super secure towers. Now, we need to create our pulley system. So to do that, we're going to take that popsicle stick, wooden dowel, wooden spool creation we made, and we're just going to slide it in between the two popsicle sticks that are attached to the top of our tower. It should be really snug so that when you move it, it's not moving too much. The wooden spool in the center is going to move back and forth, and that's okay. So we have our pulley system now created for our leprechaun trap, and now we need to create the actual trap itself. There are many different ways that you could create this trap. I'm going to use my extra piece of cardstock to begin and create my trap. So to do this, I'm just going to move my pulley system to the side to give me lots of space. And then using scissors, I'm going to start by just cutting about an inch strip of paper all the way across my piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. So I'm going to cut 2 more strips about an inch off of my cardstock. You could use a ruler and measure them out, and to make nice straight lines as well. So I've cut 3 strips in total. One is a little bit shorter from the end of my cardstock, and then 2 that were a little bit longer, and we'll adjust these as we need to. So with my very first shorter piece of cardstock, I'm going to put a dab of glue on the inside. So I have a small dab of glue here. I'm just going to make a circle. This is going to be the base of my cage. So pressing so that it's nice and tight and stuck together. I now have a paper circle. And then I'm going to take my 2 pieces of paper and I'm going to be crisscrossing them over the top to create a cage look. But I want to make sure that my cage isn't too tall because, as we know, my pulley system isn't too far off of the ground or the table. So I'm going to cut these down a little bit. It's going to take about 2 inches off the end here. And you can save those extra pieces for decorating after. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my glue again, and then I'm going to add a dab of glue to each end of my paper strip. So I've added 1 dab of glue to each end, and I'm just going to very carefully flip this over and then attach one end to one side of my paper circle, and then fold and attach the other to the other side of my paper circle. And then again, I'm just going to hold it here so that the glue can dry. We're going to repeat this, but we're going to go the opposite direction and crisscross our papers to create a cage for our leprechaun trap. So for this one, I'm going to first start by putting 2 dabs, 1 on each end of my 3rd paper strip. And then I'm also going to stick a dab of glue in the top center here just to hold them both together. And then I'm going to take that paper strip again, fold it over, and then attach both sides to my paper circle. And I'm also going to just make sure I press down that top there so that the top is attached to my 2nd paper strip. So now I have a paper cage, as you can see, and you can add lots of details to this after in our decoration phase. So here is my first part of my cage that is going to trap my leprechaun. Using a pencil, you can ask for help from a parent as well. I'm just going to poke a small hole in the top between both pieces of my paper strips. This is going to allow me to attach the string that's going to go onto my pulley system. So very carefully, I'm just going to use my pencil and just poke a small hole in the top here, all the way through. As you can see, it goes all the way through on that side as well. And take that out. Now I have a nice hole in the top of my cage. And then from there, I'm going to take my string, and using my string, I'm just going to put one end of my string through the top hole, and then reach around and pull it through. For this part, it doesn't matter how much string you pull through, we're just going to use it to attach our washer. So I'm going to grab my metal washer here, and I'm just going to put it through the center of my string, tie a nice tight knot. This is going to help weigh down our cage when it's on the pulley system. So it'll speed up the cage dropping all the way to the ground and catch that leprechaun a little bit quicker. So once I've added a few knots here, I can cut off any extra string I don't need. And then if I leave that washer on the table here, I can pull it all the way back up through the center, and therefore it's now inside my cage, and as you can see, the cage has a little bit of weight now. All right, so next, I'm going to bring that pulley system back over. I'm just going to gently lay my cage down here on the bottom, and then I'm just gonna wrap my string around the pulley here, just twice. And then carefully, I'm just gonna pull up, and then I can easily release, and it can drop all the way down to catch the leprechaun. And then again, gently pulling up and releasing to catch my leprechaun. So now I know my pulley system works. You could always attach a small loop to the end to easily pull on your pulley system. You might find as well that you might need to hold down your pulley system if it's a little bit lighter, so that your pulley system does not fall over. So I have my pulley system working. I think it's time to add some decoration. And then from here, I'm just gonna try and catch that leprechaun. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on creating a leprechaun trap using your March Maker Kit from Pinnguaq and the Kawartha Lakes Libraries. Thank you.